Hi, and welcome to At Home Art Lessons with the Art Groupies, where we develop great art habits. We're going to be working with this guy, Stretch. Stretch likes to experiment, take risks, and do things that he's never done before. We're going to be doing printmaking today, and we're going to be inspired by this famous artist, Hokusia, from Japan. He did this great giant wave with Mount Fuji in the background, and we are simply going to be inspired by his great wave, and we're going to create printmaking, and we're going to do it using line. I'm also going to be doing my printmaking at home using a simple piece of styrofoam that I got from one of these meat trays. So I cut off the edges and I am left with this piece of styrofoam. And like I said, I'm going to use simple line to create my design. Now, Hokusia tried to show space by doing things in the foreground, the midground, and the background. And we are simply going to do that. I'm using a pencil, and I am going to very simply make a beautiful, fun line. And now you gotta press hard for this to work. So this is my first wave. Now underneath my first wave, I'm going to do another little wavy line. And again, you gotta press hard, because if you don't press hard, it doesn't work real well. This time my wavy line is going to be a little crazier. This is going to represent the white of the wave. I'm going to do another one a little further up. Maybe this time draw two waves crashing down. Again, just a nice little wavy line. I'm going to, again, underneath it, make a crazier line. And this is to represent, again, the cap of the wave. I'm simply going to add some straight vertical lines here with a little bit of a curve, just to accentuate and make that wave look a little bit more interesting, like Hokusia did. So you can see these little lines that he did there, and the lines in the next wave that we're going to make. So we're very simply, again, going to do the next wave. This one's going to be the big, giant, great wave. So we come up here, come down, and voila. Again, I'm going to make that cap of that wave with a little bit more of a crazier line. Going to use those vertical lines, and the secret, again, you gotta press hard and really press deep into the styrofoam in order for this to work. Now in the background behind this great wave, I'm going to draw a horizon line. This is where the sky meets the water, and then just like in Hokusia's art, I'm going to make Mount Fuji up here. And voila, this is my line design with the great wave. I really want this wave, the one that's more in the background, not the foreground, to be what's important. So I'm going to make this line a little thicker and a little deeper to really make it pop out. So I'm going to press, make sure that all this line is just a little bit deeper and thicker. Go all the way around. So now with printing, you need to use a special kind of ink. So even though you might have some styrofoam at home, some woodblock ink is what you're going to need, because it's a little stickier. If you have tempera paint, try to use tempera paint that's a little dry, not very wet and drippy. Normally, Hokusia and other artists would use this little carver, and they would carve their design with this little knife and remove the wood, and that's how they would make their design, and then roll the ink onto the wood and make their prints. We're going to use styrofoam. So I'm going to very easily squeeze out some ink onto my tray, and I'm going to use my roller to roll some of the ink out. Now I think I might have squeezed out a little too much liquid on there since it's a brand new tube. So we'll sop some of that up. Roll out the ink. Now you want the line design not to get any ink on it. So it's really important that this ink isn't too wet and that our lines are nice and deep. So let me move my paper here. I'm going to roll my ink. See how you can see the lines that I carved into this styrofoam? They should stay white. You want the ink everywhere else. Make sure every piece is covered the best you can. And then you're going to take this, place your paper down. And what's amazing is Hokusia, with every color that he created, he had to make a different carving. I'm going to use this little tool here to rub and transfer all that ink to my paper. So with every color that Hokusia had in his prints, that was a different carving. And then they had to place these carvings with the ink on them on top of one another to make an exact painting. It's crazy. So voila, there's my print of The Great Wave by Hokusia. So thanks for joining me. I hope you enjoyed the art of printmaking.